Now the trick on the carburetor, or the theory, and remember if you understand a thing, then you can really get into it and see how well it works. The carburetor on a motorcycle ideally should be able to put 14 parts of air to 1 part gasoline or petrol through the motorcycle engine at all speeds. Now we'll talk about 3 speeds. Your low range, which is idle to we'll use the throttle for example. It's idle to like 1/3. Okay, and then you have your mid range from 1/3 to 2/3, and then you have wide open, or WFO. WFO is a motocross term. It means wide fucking open. I like that term. It's kind of cool. I learned about that about 30 years ago. And so if you can get your carburetor to put out 14 parts air in all of those 3 speeds, low, mid-range, and high, then you have the carburetor tuned to where you want it. But you have to remember, I'm 210 pounds of solid American muscle, which means I'm probably a balding fat ass. But I don't picture myself that way. Just the world does. But you may be one of these riders from, say, Taiwan or Singapore, where they have these riders that are 110, 120 pounds, and they would fly by me like I was driving a brick. But their riding style would require them to tune their carburetors differently. And everyone's afraid of the carburetors. It's like, oh, no, I can't touch that. We're just going to forget it's there and it'll take care of itself. Now, when I was young, that's exactly what I thought. But I, as a teacher, and making videos for, mainly I think I'm making these videos for, not really the world, I mean I am, but I'm making them for myself and my sons and my daughters and maybe their grandkids. Who knows how long these videos will be in the public record. And I don't know if anyone knows this, but all of YouTube videos are in a congressional library. There's a copy of all of them, which means it may go on into perpetuity, whatever the hell that is. So there may be my great-grandkids watching this 100 years from now. You know, who knows? Or maybe not. Maybe, you know, YouTube will go like Bitcoin and, hey, we just accidentally lost $45 million, $450 million worth of your money. Sorry about the inconvenience. Later. You know, that just don't cut it. But hopefully YouTube will last a long time and it will really work out. So what we'll do with the carburetor is I will put on the normal carburetor, the normal Mikuni, and that's what you want to start with. You want to start, you don't want to have it all fancy and tricked out, especially on race day. Don't try experiments on race day if you're a motocross rider. But you want to put the carburetor on, see what the, if you take the float bowl off, which is right here, if you take it off, or if it has a, the newer ones have a little tiny cap in the bottom. I wish I had a carburetor here to show you, but they're on my other shop. You can, if you take the cap off, you can see what the number is. Like I said, this is 120 right there. The other one they gave me is, hell, my eyes are shot. I can't even see it. I don't know what it is. Oh, I think it's a 140, maybe. I don't know. Sounds reasonable. The way this works is that, let's say we have a jet that's 100%. I mean, we have one jet that's working perfectly for the bike, but we just want to make the high end better. So what they suggest I do is I take this 100% jet that's giving 100% fuel, the right fuel, and I take the main jet that goes in the carburetor, and I make it 20% smaller, so that I'm using a jet that's giving me 80% of the fuel that I need. Then what they want you to do is to take this power valve and put in another jet which maybe gives you 30% of what you need. So if you add 30 and 80, you're looking at 110%. The trick is to have the power valve work and give you good performance in all the ranges of your riding style, and we'll go through that. I hope I'm not boring anyone to death. I don't know. I like to talk about what I'm doing, and I hope that somewhere down the line, you know, maybe this will help someone else. Maybe it'll help some kid out there that's not even born yet. So, you know, that really makes me feel good. Another thing that I'm going to do is that I went out and bought this on eBay for 15 bucks, if you can believe it. This is a Honda Dio ignition circuit, which goes, you can see the outer side, but this is over 20 years old right there. That's the outer side. This is the inner workings right here, and you can see how close it looks. And they give you this ignition, 2 keys. Now check this out. They also give you the key, the lock to the lock box right here, and one that goes right here underneath the seat. And guess what color it is? It's the same color blue. Isn't that cool or what? This one's got some scratches in it. It's kind of pissing me off. But for the money, I can't complain. And maybe, you know, my bike's not working totally correctly because maybe the ignition's old. I mean, you have to remember, after so many years and thousands of miles and turning keys, it does get kind of old. But that's the fun I find in working on the little bikes. Another thing too is that now that I'm older, in my 50s, I don't have to have the newest, best iPhone, the fastest little car, the best clothes. Let's face it, there's not a whole lot of 55-year-old women out there that I'm going to go out and try and impress. Except maybe one. But that's a whole nother story. That's a love story. And maybe one day that'll work out for me too, if I have enough patience. Who knows? So, anyway, I hope you like my videos on my little Dio. And it's like Dave Toba told me one time, and he's I believe he's a 2-stroke builder in Hawaii. He builds really fast, or owns a machine shop. He said, you know, Randy, I know everything about these little bikes because I've spent years working with them. But I wish I was at your stage where you're just discovering all these little things that are opening up. And just the discovery of learning, which was so fun. And you know, he was right. He was exactly right. And that's another gentleman I would like to meet if I ever go to Hawaii, which is about, I don't know, 5-6 hours away. And I would just love to go over there and shake these guys' hand, buy them a beer, take them out to dinner, and just say, you know, thank you. Thank you for taking the time to help this old white guy just play with this accidental hobby that I found. So anyway, if you like my videos on the Dio, which is generally what I do, or it's called a Dio in outside of the United States. Inside it's called a Honda Elite. The motors are a little different, the ignition is a little different, the body panels are a little different, but I call it a Dio because that's the worldwide name, and it sounds cooler than Elite. And they don't even make these anymore since this is 1994. They stopped making them in, I believe, 2001. It's even hard to get parts on them. And I hope you've liked my Honda Ruckus rebuild videos. I really thank the owner for coming up to me in September and saying, listen, you know, can you do a total rebuild? And you can make as many videos as you want, and I'll be back in the spring, you know, could you do it? And I wasn't sure, and I'm just glad he gave me the chance to do that. Anyway, if you like my videos, spring is coming. I'm going to be racing. I've got helmet cams. I know I'm talking too much. I'm tired. I got to go to sleep and get up at 4 o'clock. Anyway, from America, this is Captain Dio Speed Demon. Rock on. Thank you.